I would ask, please, if you would please stand, and we'll have pledge of allegiance by Mayor Pro Tem Reed and prayer by Councilmember Malinowski.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I bring you greetings from Pastor Courtney Pittman, the minister at Madison Presbyterian, who unfortunately is under the weather. So she shared a prayer with me and asked that I read it to you tonight. In the Christian tradition, and for those denominations who celebrate Advent using an Advent wreath, this is the week of peace. And so that is the inspiration for this prayer. Let us pray. Lord of all, Holy One, unmovable mover, we long for peace. In a world where chaos and division are more common than order and community, we deeply desire even just an instant of calm, of rest, of contentment. At the moments when we are at war with one another and at war with ourselves, come to us. Come suddenly like the angel Gabriel came to Mary. Come suddenly into the center of our deepest need. Come swiftly like the birth of your Son, Jesus. Come swiftly into the disorder of our hearts. Establish the peaceful order of your rule, not ours, of your kingdom, not ours. Guide our steps and our decisions with this intention and with grace. Help us to walk the path of righteousness, but not self-righteousness. Teach us to be merciful, to be neighborly, to be humble, and to be loving, even to the least of these, for we know you are in each and every one of us. And most of all, dear Lord, remind us to look to you for discernment, for in your sovereignty we will find the peace we have been hoping for. By the power of your Holy Spirit, may it be so. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. And as Councilmember Malinowski said, she had planned to be here with us tonight, but she has the flu, and we certainly hope that she's going to be okay. But before we get started, I'd like to take a moment to recognize one of our city employees, Monica Callahan. We'd like to congratulate her as Director of Planning Department on being named by Georgia Trend as one of Georgia's 500 most influential leaders, specifically in the area of economic development. Monica, we congratulate you. Approval of agenda items. If there anything that need to be added or taken away from the item this evening, if not, that we can get a motion to approve the agenda as is.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
There are any more discussions? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed is none. Vote unanimously. We have presentations on the agenda. There were no presentations. Whether Ms. Gilbert, there were no presentation. Okay, good. Consent agenda minutes from work session of October 31st and our regular meeting of November the 10th, 2025. We can get a motion to approve the regular meeting and the work session minutes for October and November.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed is none. Vote unanimously. Thank you so much. Public hearing, map amendment, Micah Caldwell, 1049 Hanover Drive, 1041 Hanover Drive, 1031 Hanover Drive, M12008, M13012, M13015. Jill.
Yes, sir. Thank you. The applicant is requesting a map amendment to rezone 1049, 1041, and 1031 Hanover Drive from light industrial district to a general commercial district, which would be I to C3. So this is an area of transition. The back half of Hanover Drive is residential, with the front half operating as a light industrial district. The comprehensive plan lists C3, so general commercial district, as a compatible zoning district within this character area, and it does not list light industrial. So we might start to see this area transition to a general commercial district. The two properties that are highlighted in yellow that are developed, those two are obviously existing businesses. Those land uses are permitted in both of the zoning districts, so I and C3. And the proposed use for the applicant on the undeveloped property would also be permitted in both zones. So that is for an Airtech building, which is a heating and air conditioning company. The applicant is applying to rezone to the commercial use to be able to construct their 60 by 60 building, which they feel is necessary to conduct their business within. And what that means is the light industrial zoning districts have much larger setbacks, which makes their building area tighter. And the C3 zoning districts has smaller setbacks, so they would be able to fit their 60 by 60 foot building. The request appears to meet all standards in section 1121.8, and the Planning and Zoning Commission did recommend approval for this map amendment. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. At this time, we'll open up the floor for a public hearing on the map amendment. Is there anyone here to speak for this map amendment changes? Anyone here to speak against? If not, it's back to our council for discussion or motion and a second to approve this amendment change.
Mr. Mayor, if I
Yes,
may, this
sure.
is in my district,
Uh-huh.
and I'm familiar with the businesses that are being included and the vacant lot and the one that we're not seeing that actually Airtech has. But especially because in the comprehensive plan, this is viewed as the C3 as a commercial district. I think it would make really good sense to go ahead and make it conform that way. What is Godfrey's across the street? Are they C3 as well, or are they light industrial?
They are C3 as well, I believe. Light industrial,
They're-
excuse me.
they're
Oh,
light
on the other
industrial.
side, I'm sorry. Yes, they are
Okay,
light
no worries.
industrial.
But obviously, they don't have any conflict with that. And while in general, I would not necessarily support zoning changes, in this case, I think it makes sense to have everybody kind of fall in line on commercial.
Thank you, Councilmember Wagenhouse. Are there any more discussion? Questions or concern?
Just, I did have a question, Mayor. The two adjoining property owners that gave their approval,
Oh, yes, I forgot to mention that. They did.
yeah, is that the property north and south of the three in
They're-
question?
They're both south of the, so the top parcel is the Airtech parcel, and then the bottom two that are the existing businesses. They both gave their approval for the rezone.
And you've got those in your public record, those letters?
I
or-
do. I do. They signed zoning applications.
Okay.
They're
Thank
in-
you.
Yeah, they're in our packet, actually, I think.
Yes.
Do we, and I know Mullins, that it abuts up to Mullins, and it also will abut up to Zeb Grants. And while it doesn't sound like they were consulted, is there any concern about that from them?
I have not received any concern about the map amendment.
And do we know how Mullins is that commercial? Are they both commercial?
Yes, so though that is in C3, in the C3 zoning.
Great.
So is Red Roofing Company.
Okay.
I guess I have a question about precedent, and have the neighbors both agreed to this? They both support it?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody ever changed their mind when they have sold the property? Say I come in and I buy the property, and I'm concerned about this building encroaching. Is that an issue? It's already done, right?
Right, so a rezone would be a permanent, it would be a permanent rezone. So if they were interested in changing their zoning district, they would need to reapply for that rezone.
there any more questions or concern? If not, it's back to the council for a vote to approve or disapprove.
I move that we approve the map amendment at M12008, M13012, M113015, based on the public hearing and discussion and considering applicable standards with the following conditions, clarifications. Standards 1 through 6 have been met. The rezone appears to be consistent with comprehensive plan and character area map.
Second.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, if none, let the record show the vote unanimously. Thank you so much. Public hearing, map amendment, Jill, again.
Yep, one more map amendment. So this is a very poorly drawn parcel tracing that I did. I have a better picture. I just wanted to leave this in here because it provides some context. So this piece of land is in between Hampton Lane and Interstate 20 off-ramp 114. So Starbucks is right across the street, as well as Cracker Barrel, and then McDonald's and Hampton Inn are just north of it. So the owner, which is GDOT, is trying to divest of this piece of land, but in order to sell the land, we must zone it first. The Interstate Commercial District is the zoning classification that makes most sense for this piece of land because all the surrounding area, or all the surrounding parcels are zoned C4. And also because of the descriptions provided in the comprehensive plan and the character area maps descriptions, that this zoning district makes the most sense here. So it's about 1.8 acres, and then this is the actual plat that was provided by GDOT. So this is the accurate tracing of how the parcel would be laid out. When it was brought to the Planning and Zoning Commission, they recommend approval with the condition that there are no additional curb cuts onto Eatonton Road, as well as the back onto the interstate. But I think that would not be allowed anyway, so they just request that any curb cuts on 441 are prohibited.
So make sure I understand, if I could, Mayor. So you're saying that curb cuts are not going to be allowed on Eatonton Road for that property? It would have to be on Hampton Lane portion of it?
So that is what Planning and Zoning recommends, but it really is up to GDOT if they can do what they want with their land and with their road, excuse me. So if they deem it necessary to put a curb cut there, they can do that. Although you can highly suggest that whoever purchases this piece of land does not build a curb cut there.
And because curb cuts normally are set way in advance, this property doesn't really fit that description because it's been part of the interstate up till now. So they could potentially get curb cuts on Eatonton.
Yes. Yeah, it just hasn't been developed, yes, of course.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are there any more questions for Jill?
Yeah, I've got another one or two.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Looking at what's allowed in C4, it allows. Well, just take gas stations, for example. When I go on the website and I look up, I think it's the use chart for the C4. I've got it written down somewhere where that is. It says the gas stations are permitted in C4. I know we not too long ago passed a kind of an additional restriction on a lot of particular high-intensity uses. I did not find that part we passed in the zoning code. Have I missed that? Has the website zoning code not been updated, or are we saying that gas stations, for example, is a permitted use?
That amendment most likely just hasn't appeared yet, so that was an amendment that you made. I know specifically gas stations and fast food restaurants were two of those uses that were made conditional across the board because of their traffic impact and environmental impact in the case
Okay.
of gas stations.
So if we were to choose to zone this C4, it would be subject to a high-intensity conditional use.
For a gas
additional
station
hearing.
and fast food, yeah.
Okay. I might add, it did not allow heavy truck gas stations, only passenger, I think they call it light equipment for C4.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. There are no more questions. The public hearing is open for this map amendment. Anyone here to speak for Mr. Coates? If you would come up and state your name.
My name is George Coates, Madison, Georgia. And you said for, I guess I didn't give you a chance to say against. And I guess my statement would be not either for or against, but information is, if I'm hearing this correctly, if they purchase that land and the board approves it, they have the right to come back and put in another 441 easement. And the reason I say that, because right now, that is one impact place as it is Starbuck, McDonald, and then coming off the interstate ramp. So if they purchase that land and decide to put in another 441 easement, so that means you're gonna have a easement between McDonald driveway and the interstate. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's a question for Jill and Molly.
Oh, thank you. I'm not sure if I fully understand. What it would do is allow them to sell the property and for it to be developed for commercial use. But certain commercial uses are conditional under our zoning, so that would require mayor and council approval on a case-by-case basis. I'm not sure about the easement. Are you talking about another, like a
And what
lane?
I meant by easement, if they sold that property, are they gonna have a driveway coming on 441 going back to that property? If they do, then that's gonna be another entrance on 441 between the McDonough and the ramp coming off 20.
Right.
Which is right there at the red light. It's not very much space in there as it is. And when you ever go there, coming out of McDonough, watching the interstate, Starbucks, and the other two locations, and then you got Cracker Barrel traffic coming out, you got racetrack traffic coming out, and then you got the Chevron station traffic coming in there, and adding another lane would be kind of really impacted. So I just wanted the board to really look at the whole picture of it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're right. I realize that. Yeah.
On that comment, though, if I may ask, did we just not, I mean, I believe, and I may have misunderstood, I appreciate you raising the issue. Did we say that there wouldn't be a curb cut there so that there would be no one, after that property was sold, no, we couldn't, that property couldn't have access off of 441 anyway? Is that correct or no?
So I know the plat and the legal description that GDOT provided us, 441, that's limited access anyway, but GDOT could choose to add a curb cut there.
Ah, I see.
But it is limited access, but I'm not entirely sure what their
I see.
intention is.
And for me, Betsy, the solace is that it'll have to come back to us for a conditional use hearing, and whether it's one curb cut or two or zero, we would have the opportunity to say, this is going to Mr. Coates' point, this is going to create more traffic than maybe it's worth. So that may be the best we can get at this point. I personally wish GDOT just had held on to the land and kept it the way it is, but it's excess property, surplus property to them, and they're selling it and trying to reduce taxes, I guess, and so they're going to sell it. We just need to zone it something, and probably C4, the interstate, seems to make the most logical sense.
Yes.
We're going to open our public hearing up, so already, anyone here, will you finish? Anyone here to speak for this map amendment? Against? Sure, would you come to the podium, please, to state your name?
kind of spontaneous. I was just at Chick-fil-A and I saw something and I went, oh, I think I want to come here. No, just in reference to what he was saying. When you
Yeah, the
say
state of
curb
Maine.
cut, honey, I'm sorry, what does that
A-
mean? Does that
a
mean
a
road
driveway.
Yeah, that's
access?
A
the
driveway.
entrance into the.
Okay, so I know exactly where he's talking about, because I know that road and all of those curb cuts that come in, like he was saying. It can be, I don't know about y'all, but that's very dangerous at certain times. And just to potentially add another road or another McDonald's or, I don't know, gas station, whatever you said, that could, I know that seems like a small area. I don't know for sure, but I just know all of the roads that are coming in right there and the way some people will try to zoom out to get to I-20 going west, you know, from McDonald's. Or, you know, I've just seen, I always go, oh my gosh, you know, both ways trying to get into that, you know, turn lane, whether they want to zip in over to Cracker Barrel or, you know, is that me up there? It's just crazy. And I go, there's, and of course, you know, every once in a while you see those blue lights right there at that light. You're right. I mean, more potential accidents. It's a crazy little spot. But like you said, I guess they have to sell it, and maybe it'll have to come back here to y'all to decide what they can put there. Yeah, keep that in your hand, because that's dangerous.
Well, if I could have you to state your name just for the
Oh,
record,
I'm
for
sorry.
us, clerk.
Barb McKeska.
Good.
Madison, Georgia. Oh, okay, sure. I might want to come more often, this kind of cool. Sorry, I don't know the protocol.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there anyone else here to speak against? If not, this public hearing is closed and it's back to our council for a motion and a second of other discussions.
I move that we approve the map amendment as described by Jill. I don't have any language.
Is that for us? Is that for a C4
For the-
assignment?
So sorry, for a C4 zoning assignment. Thank you.
Second.
There any more discussion?
Just one question before we take a vote. I was a little surprised that in the packet, the only documentation we have from planning is the site plan map. Usually we get good advice and good opinions and more detail. Why is this a different situation?
So I was waiting for the legal description and the plat to come in from GDOT. I hadn't received it
Oh.
yet. And for city-initiated items, we don't normally prepare a staff report, so that's why there just wasn't very many details regarding.
Okay. Motion and a second, all in favor, show of hands? Okay,
Before you
Monica,
do that,
before-
may I
Monica.
ask, I know that we can't technically bind GDOT, but it might weigh in our favor to see the condition that the Planning Commission levied on the rezone make its way into the minutes and articulate the city's position is that we would not like to see a curb cut to 441. We certainly can't bind GDOT, but that would go a long way to expressing our intentions.
I think that's a good suggestion. Monica, did you want to add that to your motion?
Yes.
Or Betsy? I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'd love to add that to my motion. Let's say that we will wait for it to be on the minutes, and then we will strongly encourage, is that what the language you were using? What are we using there, Monica?
As recommended by the Planning and Zoning Commission, that the condition that the additional curb cuts onto Eatonton Road are prohibited.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
all right. Okay, got a motion and a second. All in favor, show of hands? A board, yes. Opposes? 4, and 1 against. Councilmember Malinowski. Vote, you not to vote. Approved, thank you so much. Public hearing, conditional use, Julie, there you again.
Yes, so the applicant for items C and D on the agenda has requested that these two items be postponed to the March 9th mayor and council meeting.
Okay, postpone. So he's tabling this until our March 9th meeting. So if we can get a motion and a second from the council to postpone this for our March 9th meeting.
Is there any reasoning why we are not proceeding with the schedule vote tonight?
They are starting the process of applying for another variance, and they will be presenting all three of their variances at one meeting, at the March 9th mayor and council meeting.
Okay.
Items C and oh, sorry, it is for the conditional use at East Jefferson Street, as well as a variance at 298 to 300 Hancock Street and East Jefferson Street.
I think if it's being tabled or postponed, we won't receive any comments tonight. That
Jay,
right?
I'll
Jay?
call on you for that.
Y'all can make the choice to table it. It's in your hands. Is this on? Okay. Y'all can make the choice to table it. It's in your hands.
Right.
If y'all choose to table it, then there would be no comments tonight.
Right.
You'd be tabling the total public meeting until March 9th when they request it, or whenever y'all decide to have it.
Okay, good.
Mayor, if I could just say something, if you don't mind. Whether we do end up tabling it tonight or not, I just want to thank the people and the citizens who have come out tonight who have strong opinions for and against this proposal. I apologize for any inconvenience if we do end up tabling it. That's kind of news to all of us as well. I encourage you, if we do end up tabling it, to please come back with your opinions and weigh in on March 9th, if that becomes the case.
She needs to come to the podium.
Planning and zoning and the city with regards to proposed developments.
Well, if you could come to the podium, man, and state your name.
Thank you so much. If we have a situation right now where we have two variances that we're considering, and now we may have a potential third variance that might be presented, is there are issues at present in my mind, and I'm going to have to wait until March to express myself. So how far down the planning road do we go between now and March, and how done a deal does this become without the citizens being allowed to say anything?
I'll let our attorney answer that question for you.
So if there's going to be a third variance added, it'll have to go through the same planning process as everything else. So it'll go through planning commission. None of these will be heard by the mayor and council until whatever date, if they choose, to table it to.
So I've only been here 5 years. I don't know your process. I don't know when you have your meetings. So this would be something that would take place in like a December 28th planning meeting or something else planning meeting, a specific planning meeting up until that March date?
I don't know the specific date of the planning meeting.
I can provide that. So the planning and zoning meeting would be February 19th, and then the March 9th would be the mayor and council meeting.
Because I apologize, apply the precedent, I apologize to the citizens, to the mayor and the council. I have 35 years of commercial real estate consulting running around in my brain about this project. I have lived in Madison for 5 years,
Put
and
your
I work for
microphone
the
down,
Historical
ma'am.
Society. I also work at James Madison Inn. I love Madison, and I'm nervous about it, and I feel funny having to wait until February to make an expression, about a valuable asset to the city. So if you want to make February 28th,
February 19th is the planning and zoning, and then March 9th is
so
mayor.
how far down the process of approvals does this go before we get? So we'll just get the variance written up like it was presented on the agenda today?
Yes, ma'am. So, yeah.
So it'll just be a document, kind of like an additional document added to it?
There will be no adoption or moving forward of the development until the mayor and council approve it.
Right. It doesn't continue to proceed, and I just want
What's her
to
name?
state for the record, we get comments every day. So just because you can't orally comment, doesn't mean we don't receive written comments every day. So you can comment every day between now and whenever the council sets it for.
Excellent. Thank you. That's kind of what I wanted to hear, and I thank everybody for
Thank you. We can always have public comments at the end of our meeting as well. And did you state your name when you got up? Just for the records? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Linda Glover, and I live here in Madison. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Glover. And I think it's the applicant's right if he wants to table this to get things in order for next meeting. That's his right and that's his privilege to do so.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I move that we, per the applicant's request, table items 6C and 6D to March 9.
Second.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, none, vote unanimously. Thank you so much, Jill. To the applicant, thank you. We'll see you next year. Thank you so much.
Jay, do we need 2 votes on that? One for each item? No? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And just to reiterate what the mayor said, there are, the council meetings are always open at the very end for any public comment. You are limited to a certain amount of time. I've got my watch on. Well, no, I don't.
Yeah.
A donation for the Building of the Arts Program, Storage of Madison LLC. Monica?
Yes, sir. I'm going to back up just one moment and mention that public comment. While y'all are open to taking public comment, it's also important with variances for us not to pre-discuss zoning. So therefore, those comments should come in writing or be orally expressed individually to you. For it to take place in your public forum would be presupposing a zoning hearing before the zoning hearing occurred.
Thanks, Monica.
Jen,
Thanks for that
if I could just
clarification.
clarify a bit to Monica's good point. Because we don't allow what are called ex parte communications when it comes to dealing with specific properties. That's COAs for the HPC or zoning variances for specific properties. So we can't have, although some of us would like to, we can't have discussions outside of the public realm when it's just for those individual properties. If we're changing the zoning code or the map like we did earlier today, that's a different situation. But unfortunately, our hands are somewhat tied in having communications directly with the public, but you're more than welcome to write letters and send them in. Our city clerk, Deborah Gilbert, will accept those and put them in the public record for us.
And I wasn't limiting your discussion on conditional uses. That's still legal. I just wanted to make sure that
Right.
we kept y'all nice and legal on variances. Okay.
Thank you, Monica. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. My pleasure. So I wanted to, it's my pleasure tonight to ask for the approval of the donation for Storage of Madison LLC, $500 for building the arts program. Molly is staffing that board now. We thought we were going to have another one up here for a donation for the sidewalk sidebars, but apparently that's already been approved. And we went back and read the minutes to make sure that it already occurred. So we'll be taking both those items to finance, and when y'all see a budget amendment, we'd like to see those both reflected so we can get those good things done without using public tax dollars. Any questions you might have, I'm happy to answer those. This one's not even mine, I'm just the department head sharing.
It's all yours.
Mayor, I would be glad to move that we accept the generous donation from Eric Scarborough and Storage of Madison with the thanks of the council.
Second.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, none, vote unanimously. Thanks, Monica.
And just so you know that even though finance is great about generating the acceptance letters, most of the time our secretaries of those boards write personalized, I know Cemetery does and other ones, they write personalized thank yous on your behalf as well.
Thank you. A request to adopt City of Madison Retreat Mission Statement. John?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As all of you know, that on 24 November, we had a day-long retreat, and I just wanted to personally and publicly thank every member of the council. I thought it was productive. I thought we addressed issues that needed to be addressed. And someone thereafter said to me, well, was the retreat a success? And my response was, wait a year and I'll tell you. Because it isn't enough to talk about an issue, you got to resolve issues. And so we did talk about a lot of serious issues, and we got some great ideas, some thoughts, And I think that much of our time over the next year during work sessions will be taken up by individual issues that were raised at the retreat. The foundation of the retreat, though, goes to 2 or 3 major issues. And the reason I think that we will be successful is that we didn't come up with these issues. Our citizens have clearly told us what concerns and issues they have on their mind when they took our citizen survey. And so there was a direct nexus between the issues that were raised at the retreat and what citizens have asked us to respond to as soon as possible. The first one that we discussed dealt with fiscal responsibility. And like any other city, we have our financial challenges that must be addressed. And one of the areas where much time was spent was the issue of infrastructure. And the truth is, like many other cities, we have addressed some issues and deferred some issues. But some of those infrastructure issues are like ticking time bombs. And the longer you wait, the more expensive ultimately will be. And I think at the end of the day, our citizens want and expect us to be good fiduciaries, good stewards of their tax dollars. And to do that, we have to maintain our infrastructure. So we'll be spending a lot of time over the next year. But I'd just like to briefly read that. We also talked about the number one issue in the citizen survey, more than anything else by a long shot, was people's concerns that we do everything in our power to preserve and protect the unique character and charm that makes Madison, Madison. And so even though we've done an awful lot, there's always room for improvement in all of these areas. So the challenge I think we have as public officials is to continue to ask ourselves whether we're doing enough in that regard, or if there's anything else that we could be doing to address the number one concern of our citizens. But the vision statement states, at the City of Madison, we envision a community built on the foundation of fiscal integrity, transparency, and sustainable growth. Our commitment to financial responsibility guides every decision we make, ensuring that we live within our means while investing wisely in our future. Our commitment to preserving and protecting the uniqueness of Madison is at the forefront of each and every land use decision made. We believe that prudent stewardship of public funds is essential to maintaining trust, delivering quality services, and fostering resilience. Just as we hope our residents manage their personal finances with care, we pledge to operate our city with the same discipline, balancing budgets, avoiding unnecessary debt, and prioritizing needs over wants. By embracing a culture of accountability and long-term planning, Madison will continue to thrive, providing safe neighborhoods, reducing traffic on our roads, protecting a nationally recognized historic district in downtown, providing affordable housing to our citizens, providing vibrant public spaces and essential infrastructure without compromising the financial health of future generations, and to preserve the unique character and charm of Madison for future generations to enjoy. So that's a vision statement that in the attempt was trying to encapsulate all of the issues that you as council members stated are your priorities. First and foremost, though, is we need, as we all know, we need to address over the next year the issue of financial stability. Certain things have been deferred, as they have in many cities or whatever, but that card cannot continue to be played. And our citizens expect us to make prudent decisions and not get into financial difficulty. I mentioned protecting the unique character and charm, which I think most would argue that you never can do enough. And so there's that issue as well. Reducing traffic. Traffic was the concerns with a number 2 concern raised by our citizens. And we all know that we have prioritized the bypass project, that it will have a huge and sustained impact on our downtown, taking up to 86% of the truck traffic out of the downtown area, making our downtown much more pedestrian-friendly and safe. So that remains on our radar screen. And providing affordable housing. And I know from working in 4 different states that affordable housing is a real challenge no matter where you are. But I think it's important that we try to the extent possible, put together a program that provides affordable housing for our own. Because if your goal is just to provide affordable housing and you're providing affordable housing for folks from anywhere, then you're never going to even get a dent taking care of the problem. And our planning department has been incredibly innovative with housing opportunities for our citizens, and we need to continue. I know the DDA is involved with that. We can never do enough, and we know that there is still a need out there that needs to be addressed, and so that'll be on the forefront, that'll be on the radar screen as well. But lastly, I'll end where I began, which is we have some real infrastructure challenges that must be addressed. And part of that is rolling up our sleeves and deciding what are wants and what are needs in our community. And all too often, what's underground is forgotten. And that is commonplace around the country, but it's a dangerous practice because it ultimately comes back to haunt you. And as I said before, I think our citizens expect more of us, expect us to put a program together that stands the test of time. And I just want to thank every member of the council for your thoughtfulness and your enthusiasm as we go into next year into tackling some of these issues.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. Appreciate that. We can get a motion from our council to approve this
Mission statement.
mission statement, yes.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposers, none, vote unanimously. Thank you so much. Public service appointments, the Corridor Design Commission, Ken?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We have 3 of our boards that are tied to the first of the year for their terms, some of the terms expiring. That's Corridor Commission, Historic Preservation Commission, Housing Opportunity Commission. 2 of these have equal to or less than the number of open spots, applications compared to open spots. The Corridor Commission has 4 terms, 4 seats available and 5 applications. So if I'm remembering correctly, you would rather deal with that one in a discussion at a work session? And then?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, I'm glad
Yes.
you remembered that.
Okay.
What?
That's the reason I asked.
At some point, we decided that we should actually have a fulsome discussion.
Yeah, I thought that was about the appointments to the DDA where we had 1 opening and I believe 6 or 7 applicants. Was that, I didn't realize that was to be intended, the process going forward for
Right.
every.
Yes. Yes.
So we won't be taking a vote on these tonight?
We will take a vote on all the ones that aren't contended in some way by having too many applicants.
Okay.
Which are all of them apart from the housing opportunity, is that right? No, which one
No,
is
the
corridor?
corridor.
Right.
So in our work session, we can review the corridor design and
So you're suggesting that we have a work session on the corridor appointments?
I'm suggesting that our next work session, we add that as opposed to having a specific work session on the corridor.
And then to proceed with HPC and housing?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I did have one question, Ken.
Yes, sir.
HPC, the first line of your little description, it shall consist of 7 members who shall reside within the historic preservation jurisdiction. Now that is, again, the jurisdiction term refers to the city jurisdiction, city limits,
That is correct.
not the preservation overlay.
That is correct. That's established by state law.
Thank you.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Okay. Well, without further ado, I'll let you proceed with the two that have equal to or fewer open seats compared with the number of applications.
Shall we make a motion just to approve the slate? Jay, is that, because I know there's been times when we do one by one, but in this case, can we just approve the slate?
To a certain board, you can approve a slate. I would not approve multiple boards. at the
No,
same-
no, no, right.
Yeah.
So we can look at HPC and approve that slate.
Yes.
Okay.
And before you proceed,
Yes.
I know that you are the liaison for HPC. Sometimes I've heard that liaisons feel that they would like to have any sort of comment ahead of time since they would be the.
Who
working
told
with
you
the
that?
board. I've heard
Yeah.
it somewhere before.
I don't know. Wasn't me.
Okay.
But I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. And I
got it.
think Mr. Malinowski's housing, and he just stepped on, so I don't know if you have anything you want to comment on.
I don't.
Okay. Just want to make sure that was taken care of.
Thank you
Mhm.
for taking that in consideration.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
And I will say, Betsy, that Andy Kramer, who's applied, she's a resident in my district, she had a wonderful resume. I know you all read it. She
Yep.
has applied to other commissions in the past, and there hasn't been room for her, so I'm very pleased to see she appears to be joining our HPC team.
Yep, it looks like we have to do a little recruiting.
We do need
Little
one more,
Brad,
don't we? Yeah.
Get busy.
Ken, are all these appointees being appointed to the same term?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's no unexpired terms. They're all.
Correct.
Yes, okay. All right. Well, I'd like to move that we accept the slate of candidates for a new term for the Historic Preservation Commission. Those would begin in January 1st of 2026 and continue through December 31st of 2027. That's a 1 year. Another 2 years. Oh, never mind. Yes, I'm with you. I can count now.
And just for clarification, that would be Andy Kramer, Austin Pugmire, and John Roby.
Thank you. Yes, it would.
Second.
I second the motion.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, none, vote unanimously. Thank you. Ken, housing,
Yep, housing would be the next one.
housing?
Yep, housing.
Okay.
So,
All right, I move that we, unless you want to jump in there, I'll move that we approve the slate for the Housing Opportunity Commission of a 3-year term beginning January 1st, 2026 through December 31st of 2028, including Edward Karpinski, Mark Takas, and Cheryl Thomas.
Second.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands.
Mm-hmm. Let me just, Mr. Mayor.
Sure.
Let me just say that I've not set foot in that meeting yet, and it's my reticence in terms of taking Oh, I a position on understand. anything, so. I just didn't want to steal away any opportunity that you deserve. I understand. I appreciate it.
Okay. All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, none, vote unanimously.
I'll see you at the work session in January.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Ken. Appreciate that.
Do we have a date, Mr. Mayor, for the aforementioned work session?
I do know that our next work session is scheduled for, I think it's gonna be the week of New Year's, is that, coming up to New Year's, is that right? Like Thanksgiving or, did you have that, for the day after? Yeah, we won't be here, yeah, yeah. We'll get together, we'll let you know, give you plenty of time to send out an email, okay? Thank you. The public comments. If there are no public comments, we'd like to get a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
All in favor? Opposed? None, vote unanimous. Did you second that?
I did.
Yeah, second, yeah.